What's up, guys and gals? My name is Splattercat. Welcome back to us sneaking a ghoul into a high-class party. Oh man, this was a terrible idea, but I thought it would be funny, and so I just went with it. I don't know. I thought it would be hilarious. So there's a producer over there. Penelope Wong's on that side. We definitely don't want to talk to her. I think the producer might be a good call. The partygoer raises an eyebrow at your approach. They're serving century-old Cabernet-like punch here. It's hard to believe considering how much a single bottle costs, but it's even harder to believe Mr. Ma is hosting this party, and so soon after his accident. I bet he's like cybered the hell out or something right now. I'm not really sure. These guys have dope-ass ponchos. I mean, I wouldn't wear one. Poncho and shorts with weird hippie sandals. What would people think? But I don't know. Not my style. Not my style. Still fuzzy on the details. What happened? Man's a machine. He smirks, amused by himself. Not literally, but he might as well be, the way he sprang back after being T-boned at 140 clicks an hour. Jesus, how is he even standing? I don't know how, but there he is, alive and kicking, or dining, regaling, what have you. If you ask me, it's all that positive key the fans have stirred up. I heard there were entire message boards praying for him and making offerings at temples. The Matrix is nuts for promises and moonlight. If Ma hadn't negotiated for a second season, his fans would have just as easily turned on him. Shit, if that's all it takes to win immortality, maybe I should become famous too. Isn't that why we're all here, to be famous, become famous, or make someone else famous? You catch a sight of somebody across the room and waves. Hey, Lisa! Over here. He gives you a curt nod. Nice talking to you. Apparently he wants to go talk to Lisa now. Where's Lisa at? So we need the key from Ma or from one of his homeboys. There's not a whole lot of people to talk to here. So we gotta figure out a way to pickpocket this thing somehow. Or get one from the staff. I mean, Penelope Wong and Neville Ma are the only two here that we can talk to. There's not a whole lot of other options here. So, that being the case, I'm gonna go back up to the penthouse real fast and we'll take a look, because I think we're out of stuff to click on right now. The clickies have all gone away. It's a cool sculpture. I like that. I don't know what it's supposed to be, but I like looking at it and it makes me happy. And that's the point of art, right? How much do you like staring at it? There's some pretty cool art here in my city where I live that they put up like in the little park spaces and whatnot. We really need to get through this security door. Suspicious of the liquor cabinet too. There's something going on with it. Something big. I thought it was going to be blood or something like that, like he took like ghoul flesh or something like that to stay alive, or it was going to be like elf blood or some weird, you know, some weird True Blood type shit. Given the flavor, wine is not supposed to be salty, so my assumption here is that there is definitely something wrong. I don't think I've ever had a red wine that was salty before. That is not a flavor that I typically associate with wine. I guess we'll talk to Penelope Wong? The glamorous starlet flashes you a standard celebrity smile, lovely but emotionless. Good evening, Penelope Wong, but please call me Penny. I will say, pleased to meet you, Penny. My name's Argyle. She lifts her drink and takes a tentative sip. What brings you to our little soiree, Mr. Argyle? I don't believe I've seen you around the studio before. Well, it's a friend of a friend sort of situation. He asked me to check in on Neville. Seems he's quickly recovered from an accident. A smile lights up on her face. Oh, it was miraculous. I have to admit, I nearly died of fright when I heard what happened, but to look at Neville now, you'd never guess he'd been hurt. It's just miraculous. His medical bills must have been steep. I saw pictures of the accident. It was a mess. Neville included. I wouldn't know. The hospital was first class, only the best for Neville, but I never asked about his finances. It's not my place. Well, I can't fault you for that. If I had to guess, I'd say Neville probably reached out to some of his new investors to help cover his bills. Someone new. For a moment, she's lost in thought, face twisted in concentration. No, I don't think so, but Neville did make some new friends while he was in the Guangzhou. Go on. There was a woman, I can't rightly remember her name, who she now visits Neville regularly. I hear she's quite the fashionista. Is it a business or personal relationship? She shrugs. They seem to get on well. I'm a little sad he's never introduced us, though. She's supposed to make an appearance tonight. I'm very much looking forward to meeting her. Penelope's gaze drifts over your shoulder for a moment. She smiles at somebody. Oh, please excuse me. That's Mr. Yao, and I promised him I'd say hello tonight. Enjoy the party, though. One last thing, Penny. Do you have a key fob for Neville's security door? That's... What? Why would you say that? Thank you. It was a pleasure. So Penelope goes over there. I don't know if I should even talk to Wong, but that doesn't seem to have moved the room around very much. So, it'd be nice to live the high life, I'll tell you. Couldn't imagine going to a party like this. Most of the parties I go to are keggers that are on the front lawn. The police inevitably show up. Shit gets rowdy. Neville Ma, I don't really party that much anymore, to be honest, though. Neville Ma is dressed in an immaculate suit, surveying his party from the edge of the balcony. As you approach, he inclines his head respectfully. Good evening, I'm Mr. I'm sorry, I don't believe we've been formally introduced. He straightens his wristwatch. I'm Neville Ma, owner of Yellow Spring Studios. Mr. Argyle. Argent? Our name is Argyle. Argent? We call... What? Huh. Mr. Argent, quite an affair you've got here. I do my best. He gestures at the array of beautiful people mingling on the dance floor. Appearances are important in Hong Kong. If you look weak, that's how you'll be treated. Make a show of prosperity and it will follow. I'm sure just well, let's see here. I've heard favors are worth their weight in gold here. Is that true? Absolutely. Even if I were to lose everything tomorrow, I would still be rich in influence. You can't trade on your name and reputation. You are truly lost. Destitute, if you will. I heard about your accident. How did it happen? He sighs. It seems as though that's all anybody wants to hear about these days, and to be honest, I'm getting rather tired of repeating the story. Suffice it to say, a delivery truck, a drone, experienced a glitch and ran a red light. If it hadn't hit me, it would have hit somebody else. You think it was intentional? What, the glitch? I can't rule it out, but that seems rather far-fetched to me. I'm just a Tridio producer, hardly the sort of man to find himself on anybody's hit list. You were discharged from the hospital, though, pretty quickly after the accident. Treatments must have been expensive. Not especially. Gongzhou's hospitals are top tier. Confidentially, my rapid recovery mostly came down to luck. The accident would have been a lot worse than it was. I owe Eurocar a lot of thanks for their safety features. Well, thank you for talking with me. My pleasure. Please enjoy the party. Since we don't appear to have the biocheck to get through there, to figure this out another way. I was hoping you could help. I mean, we have to ask the question to somebody here. I mean, there's only the two options are to talk to these two guys about the security door. That's pretty much it. No, we don't even have a choice there. Now we have to go with Penelope Wong. I mean, I guess we could jack back into the Matrix, but I think we already did everything that was down in there, so I doubt that's going to be fruitful. I think that it's probably going to be kind of a barren option here. Back in we go, though, I guess. We'll take a look real fast. Perhaps I missed something on my first run. Indeed, I don't really think that I did. However, we weren't able to search the information records because the maintenance logs themselves were sorted oddly. There we go. So see, I figured we needed a trigger. Accessing maintenance logs. Reams of data flood the screen, and we already did that. So we need the reference number for the door. You enter the number that was stenciled on the door. The system chugs for a moment, then the screen fills with data. Security door installation. Ma. Neville. Keys issued. 3 of 3. 1 to Ma, 2 to Wong, and 3 to Kang. Victor. All keys claimed. Okay, so there it is. Penelope has one. It appears as though Ma has one, which was to be expected. Then an unknown guy named Victor has one as well. And so I figure Victor will probably be our winning link here. That's right. I went punny on that one. Bring it on in. I went punny, honey. That's what we do up in here. Unfortunately, this Victor individual appears to be nowhere to be found. So, let's go ahead and ask Penelope real fast. I was hoping you could help me, Penny. Do you have the key fob for Neville's security door? A quizzical look crosses her face. I do, but how do you know that? So we can say that building management told us to do it. A group from the party has gone upstairs with Neville's blessings, of course. Open his place up, but we can't without the fob. Let's go with the building management one. Some of these, she's really close with Neville, so I mean she could walk over and ask him just now, and then we're going to be hosed. Versus she would have to get to the building management to ask about this one, which they'll probably be readily standing by, but it might take a little bit more time. Building management told me they sent me down to see if I could bring them your fob. They needed to fix a glitch, and they don't want to bother Mr. Ma. Oh, in that case, please take it. Just bring it back when you're done, okay? She digs around in her purse before producing a small plastic device, then hands it to you. Thank you, Penny. You don't know how useful you've been. She beams at you, always happy to help where Neville's concerned. There you go. When in doubt, go after the stupidest link of the chain. Given my experience with interviews that I've read from actors, I distinctly get either the feeling that if they seem like they're smart, they might be, but their publicist probably has an active role in making sure they groom everything that goes out on them. But in general, when you catch them off key, they tend to say dumb shit all the time. I say dumb shit all the time, so obviously I can't judge that hard. But at the same time, I'd probably start with the celebrity first. As you approach the door, a light set into your key fob goes from red to green. There's a loud series of thunks and the door slides open. A blast of frigid air floods into the room from the other side. So why would it be so cold? That's really odd. Got a terminal on that side. Nothing in the bathroom. Damn, this place is pimping. This place is dope. I gotta get me one of these. I gotta get me one of these. What have I done wrong in life? Oh, man. Somebody's playing piano. An expensive consumer-grade computer terminal awaits your input. The display background is set to green capture from Promises in Moonlight. Penelope Wong's radiant face beams at you from a corner of the screen. This must be his personal terminal. He smiles. I can't think of a better place to dig for dirt on a man. Let's log in as a guest. A few keystrokes is all it takes to get into the computer's file structure. With the high-tech security door in his apartment, it seems Ma never bothered to encrypt his machine. An options menu appears on the screen. Financial records. As with all things, tax records and financial records always the most consistent thing to check. Neville's financial records are astoundingly boring, aside from two major things. He spent next to nothing on his hospital bills, where it appears he only stayed for 3 days, and he's spending a lot of his money on a woman named Ku Fang. Jewelry, bills, clothes, and the such. You read through Ma's email. Most of it's spam and boring business arrangements, but one detail stands out. Ma is frequently emailing a woman named Ku Fang. They seem close, exchanging a lot of thinly veiled flirtation. It appears that Neville has been lavishing Ku Fang with money and affection, expensive gifts, rent checks, miserable attempts at poetry, seeing to it that her every need is met. With the push of a button, you lock the office door on the other side of the room. An ominous thunk reverberates throughout the cold steel apartment. Who's playing piano? It's Victor, isn't it? Wow, there's a mist in here. Oh, he might be a vampire. Without a warning, a frigid wind blows through the apartment. The chill cuts through your clothing, raising goose flesh all over your body. Where's that coming from? There's another blast of cold air. A pale, imposing woman materializes out of thin air. A throng of blank-faced men and women materialize alongside her. Yep, it's a vampire. I knew it was going to have something to do with the undead. I was leaning towards ghouls, but vampires would work too. That would be a really good way to recover his drinking vampire blood. The little dog who's been sniffing around Neville Ma's affairs. Her voice is imperious and arrogant. Ku Fang, I presume. She nods. Just so. My servants have been watching you since you arrived. I suspect you are an evil man and that you are here to do harm to Neville, so I came to stop you. Be careful, Splattercat. Her aura is streaked with corruption. I could practically taste it. His lip curls. She's a vampire and these others are her pawns. And you are a ghoul. Why these people would choose to associate with a corpse eater is a mystery to me. Perhaps you're their pet? Gaichu tightens his fingers on the hilt of his katana. Who will eat whom, leech? Come for me and let us see whose teeth are sharper. Gobbet leans over and whispers to you. An HMHVV deathmatch. Admit it, Splattercat. You'd pay to watch it. Yes, I would. She smiles at you with blood-red lips. An armed conflict in this room would bring security within moments. The Hong Kong police force would no doubt arrive shortly thereafter. Is that what you want? Makes no difference to me. I can disappear just as swiftly as I arrive, but you, on the other hand. She's right. We can't fight in here. She's going to take us to the astral. Dr. Shen Yang told us we wouldn't get paid if we did. We appear to have reached an impasse. I cannot allow you to leave, and yet you seem intent on continuing your investigation here. So, how shall we resolve this conundrum? Well, I'm open to suggestions. Perhaps a more formal arrangement, in a neutral location. A duel at midnight works for me. Very well. She steeples her fingers. As for the terms, if I win, you willingly submit to my influence and become my pawn. And if you win, if I win, you'll already be dead. She nods, grinning. Wait 15 minutes for the sun to go down, then come to the roof. We'll settle this there like gentlemen and ladies. The music all changes. The sun dips below the horizon. Mist coalesces, creating the rooftop and dew. Ku Fang and her cohorts appear. Are you prepared to become my servant, human? You must not resist, or I'll be forced to kill you. Should it come to that, I'll endeavor to make it swift and painless, but no promises. I'm ready if you are. This will be entertaining. Kill him. Vampires using guns seems a little lackluster to me. I have no idea what this thing is capable of, by the way. So, now that they've all shifted into cover, my suggestion would be that we figure out a way to do similarly. Breaking line of sight might not also be a terrible idea versus a lot of these. I'm going to put Splattercat in over here. We're going to focus on our corner of the battlefield first, and then we'll redouble when we need to handle other things. Put the drone in control mode. There it is. We got 2 AP over here. Put the drone on this flank. Let's go for a crit. There it is. 21 damage. Nice little chunk of HP gone. On that side, can't really make the shot easily, but I'll go for it because we got nothing else to do. On this side, we have our ghoul. Our ghoulish friend. Oh, yeah, that's right. He got the damage AoE. I forgot about that. First things first, I think I will, let's put him into active defensive stance. I don't know what stance he's in right now, so I'm going to put him in water stance. And once there, we're going to get rid of this guy if we can. So there's the kill right there, which is exactly what I was hoping to fish out by the time that this was done. This position right here is a little sketchy with the way that the game works. Because, oh, we got an adept back there. This corner right here will be flanked from like diagonals. And so you got to think about it with regards to kind of the 45-degree angles rather than just the 90-degree angles that you deal with in other games. He's got a stun baton, which is really not going to do much for us right now. I think we should have this fight taken care of no problem, but I'm going to circle back over to here. Once circled back, we'll go for a shot on that side, although the cover I think is going to soak a little bit of it. And if we miss, we miss. I'm not too concerned about that as a possible outcome. With the increased AP that we've been afforded, I would actually like to give it to him. Once that's been done, we can also break out. She starts with the rat fetish. Next turn. That'll give him enough to get out of, or at least to get into cover before anything else goes wrong here. He may still be flanked from this side, but we'll just have to keep an eye on it. My suggestion here, or at least my thought, is that they're going to flush out of cover. These are mindless pawns right here, so I don't really worry about them doing anything tactically brilliant. The drone should be able to hold these off on this side. They're both flanked, so this should be a fairly easy resolution. The only character I'm concerned about is the vampire herself, Ku Fang. I'm a little bit worried about what she's going to do, but we'll remedy that momentarily. So we've got an open civilian right there. My guess is to go all in and maybe hope that we fish out a crit. On this side, I would suggest we get in here with our lovely little friend and see how much damage we can deal. So he did a little bit. Oh, look at you getting all the moves. Doesn't matter because you're going to miss a whole bunch, but that may put that one in range of getting a kill shot off. So mercy kill puts that one down. At 2 AP to play with over on this side. I'm going to strongly suggest that we put it right there. That's going to give us a little bit of time to work with on that side. And then we've got a civilian right there. Which one is Ku Fang? Where did she go? Where's she hiding at? Ku Fang, she's right there. Okay. So Ku Fang is actually kind of out in the open right now. Vampiric regeneration will be problematic. But I think if I can stay focused on her, we'll be alright. On this side, it might not be a horrible idea to possibly stun baton this guy. So we got -3 AP right there. That leaves Gobbet in a weird position. I'm going to summon a Devil Rat right there. Devil Rats are super gnarly, so we might be able to get something good done. Oh, she only has 1 AP. That's a little weird. I'm going to lower their accuracy then. Don't have too many other options. And then on top of that, I'm going to try and focus on Ku Fang, but I mean, the way that this goes down is sort of dependent on a lot of factors. Okay, so we got a missile that missed right there. It's like she's going to fall back. That's fine, as long as she's not like messing with me. I don't care. Not a big deal. We managed to CC pretty much their entire team right there, so we should be alright on one side versus the other. Put a couple rounds into this stout little bastard. Maybe a couple blades into him as well. There's the kill. And I don't know if I should stay on Ku Fang. I'm going to Ninja Star. She's got a lot of HP, so this might be troublesome. However, we bought ourselves a great deal of time on this side, so we should be alright. That grenade's going to do what? 16? Okay. Get rid of them. So there's a little bit of damage right there with the flanking hit. Shock Baton I'm not super interested in right now. We got an 80% right there on the flank. Let's go ahead and burst fire. And there's another kill. Her retinue is rapidly waning right now. However, the next turn might be a little bit problematic. The drone has an open shot on the vampire. So we're going to go for it in the hopes that maybe we fish out crits. Yeah, just confirm that. I want the AP. Keep this thing as a distraction as best as you can. I should have done the attack as part of the charge. Well, I mean, go ahead and bite if you want. I don't know. It looks like the animation's not working, but did a little bit of damage. Definitely not the type of summon I would have hoped for, but I don't know. He sort of gets the job done. I mean, the worst thing here is that he acts as a meat shield. That's all that I could really care about. We are flanked along that side, which means that we're going to have to act in a way. Wow, she regenerates a lot of HP. Okay. The 4 AP on that side, too. I'm going to keep the rat on her in the hopes that maybe we get lucky. Let's try the spray thing, too. Oh, wow. Ku Fang's calm and haughty demeanor dissolves as her eyes grow wild. Wait, I surrender. Don't kill me. What's wrong? Not feeling so powerful now? She clasps her hands, pleading. The whole Mistress of the Night thing is just an act. I'm just an accountant that got infected. Really? I don't really even know how to fight. I was faking it. I just wanted to scare you into backing down. Yeah, and look how that turned out. Yeah, I know. I blew it. I knew that this duel was a bad idea the moment I agreed to it, but I couldn't back down in front of my pawns. It would have been humiliating. Well, now, like, all your pawns are dead. She looks away. Like I said, I'm just an accountant. I never went to vampire school. What I did do was get drunk on a business trip, black out, and wake up in an alley like this. That'd be pretty dope, though. Wake up a vampire and just have, like, hella powers and shit one day. I mean, sure, you'll have a thirst for blood, but, nah, there's hobos everywhere. I mean, do what you gotta do. So you would, although hobo blood seems a little bit lowbrow for me, I might, if I was a vampire, I might need to hunt like real estate agents and like wealthy people. I don't know, I'd feel better about it. I don't need to hear your life story, just tell me what you hope to get out of all this. I don't know, money, power, both. Like I said, I don't know the first thing about how to be a real vampire. I figured that if I was smart about it, I could maybe build my own little thing here, like a business. Become the vampire queen of Repulse Bay. In general, if a vampire turns somebody, they're supposed to train them. That person becomes their ward. That tends to be fairly standard throughout all vampire mythologies. That includes Shadowrun. If you turn somebody and they become a vampire, you're supposed to teach them how to live a life as a vampire, for good or for worse. Whoever your mentor is, they're supposed to teach you over the next 50 to 100 years, like how to do that shit. You know what I mean? Well, I suppose I can't fault your ambition. Thanks, I mean that, but it's never gonna happen. I'm not any good at this, and I know that now. She looks away in shame and her voice goes flat. I don't even know what I'm gonna do with myself now. If I'm ever found out, I'd get killed on the spot for bounty money. This is my only real shot, and I blew it. Shouldn't your family or coworkers be looking for you? Not if I can help it. You think that I want them to see me like this? As far as my friends and family are concerned, I'm missing, and I have been for months. Dude, tell me we can get a vampire in our party. They probably think that I'm dead. Her chest hitches, and she looks miserable. I think it's for the best. I mean, how could I explain what I'd become? Can you imagine how ashamed my family would be to find that I've become this monster? No, it's better that they think I'm dead. You're pathetic and weak. His lips curls into a sneer. You are given the power of the gods and you snivel about feelings? What's wrong with you? I never wanted to be this way. I'm trying my best. Your best is barely competent. You squander your potential, then bawl about your cast-off life when you are defeated. You don't deserve the gift that you've been given. No, you're right. I'm not cut out for this. She turns to you, a look of misery smeared across her face. Can we call a truce, maybe? I scratch your back, you let me live? Please? I think we can work something out conditionally. I don't know. There's no victory to be had in executing a, like, mewling weakling, you know? Like, it's just, I don't know. Maybe I'm weak for that. I hope this isn't a betrayal. First off, I want some answers. I'll tell you what you want to know. You ask the questions and I'll answer. No lying, I promise. How are you and Ma connected? I happen to be in the same hospital he was, trolling for a meal. I don't like to drink blood from unwilling people, so I go to hospitals at night looking for people who won't mind if I take a sip. People in comas, patients with terminal illnesses, that kind of thing. It makes me feel better about what I have to do. So I wandered into his room and I recognized Neville Ma. I'd seen him on the news, seen photos of the accident, and he was in really bad shape, a lot of broken bones and internal injuries, but somehow he was still confident. So you offered to help. Well, I knew that if I gave uninfected people my blood, they'd be able to heal like I did, just not as fast. I figured that out early, and by mistake, but it can come in handy from time to time. So when I saw Neville was conscious, I decided to make my grand appearance. I materialized in the room and told him that I'd make him a trade if I'd fix him up good as new, but he'd owe me some favors for it. I wasn't specific as to how many favors or what kind. He agreed. Actually, he leapt at the chance to become my pawn. I guess that when you're all broken up like that, you'll do just about anything to get better. The deal was done, and we got along. I think he's charming, and he thinks I'm funny. He doesn't care that I'm a vampire. He told me that he gives me nice things because he likes me and not because he owes me his life. It's all very sweet. Well, you turned him into a pawn. What did you expect? Is there a cure? I wish, but no. The only cure is being tossed in a bonfire, having your head shut off. Almost every nation in the world will pay a bounty for a dead vampire. It's not like I had much of a choice, you know. Be a vampire or get killed for some quick cash. It's a pretty raw deal for me either way. What's it like? About the same as being a person. Meta-human, human vampiric virus is like any other disease. Except instead of coughing, I can't go out during the day. It's not all bad, though. I could turn into mist, and I'm a lot stronger than I used to be. Still have to wash my hair and pay for parking. You know what I miss the most? Steamed buns. I can't eat or drink anything except blood, and I loved street food before I got infected. Sometimes I'll walk by food carts just to smell the things they're frying up. If I buy something 10 minutes later, it's all coming back up in a mess. Alright, I've made a decision. You're gonna live up to your potential, and I'm gonna help you. She blinks. You are? We are? Aw, man, I gotta get her to fire Penelope, though. Shit. I wanna go back. Ugh. Well, you don't know how to be a monster. Well, as it happens, I have a bona fide monster right here. Guy, she will teach you what to do. And why would I do that, Splattercat? I fail to understand. Well, no reason. It's just the idea of a vampire accountant that tickles me. Because in Hong Kong, connections are power, and I want the vampire queen of Repulse Bay to owe me a favor. A brilliant smile breaks out across her face. Well, in that case, I accept, gratefully. What about Shen Yang? What are we supposed to tell him? He wants Penelope Wong. What do you say, Ku Fang? Think you can get Neville to let her go? In a heartbeat, Neville can't say no to me. He'll do it, no question. Alright, in that case, it's settled. We'll be in touch. She bows, smiling, and it's settled then. May this be the beginning of a long and fruitful relationship. My eyes aren't working right now. Yay, we win! This is the end of the episode. My name is Splattercat. The game's name is Shadowrun Hong Kong. The mission's name is, I don't know, me hanging out with vampires and doing all kinds of crazy vampire shit. I'll see you later. Hi to everybody.